So a couple of weeks ago, I started my very first edition of the Why You Should Read series, which is a series whereby I give you 5 reasons why I think you should absolutely either pick up that book series or that book itself, and I try to ensure that the reasons I'm giving are not necessarily the things you find in the synopsis. So reasons why you should pick them up, and I've done the very first video in that series whereby I talked about the reasons why you should read the Nevernight Chronicles. I'm going to leave the playlist somewhere up here, you can check it out. But today I'm going to be talking about 5 reasons why you should absolutely read the Reluctant Royal series by Alyssa Cole.
To be talking to you, Belladonna. Should have taken a break, not an Oxford comma. Take what I want when I wanna.
Hello everybody, Nara back again. So I'm going to go to the very first reason why I think you should absolutely pick up the Reluctant Royal series, and that is because this entire series is a celebration of geek culture. From the very first start, we have a celebration of the sciences and how it is that it can change the world. We talk about sword making and the amount of love and care and focus it takes to actually create swords. Then we bring in anime and comics and books and puzzles, and then there's even a love for all things fairy tale. And I think that if it is that you're someone who is deeply steeped in geek culture, you absolutely love this series, because there is no book in this entire series, whether it's in the novels or the novellas, every single book in this entire series is a celebration of all things geek in one way or the other. And that is something that I was delighted to find in this series. And I think that anybody who actually, like I said, is a geek or loves all things geek would love the series. The second reason why I think you should absolutely pick up the Reluctant Royal series is because it's a celebration of black girl nerd. Now, if it is that you're black and you're a nerd or a geek, you would know that the geek culture is not all too welcoming towards like black girls. In them, it's always a case of, oh, do you really like comics, or oh, do you really like anime, or oh, do you really like games, or are you seriously such a big fan of making swords because it's such a masculine thing? And this book, this entire series celebrate that. We see black girls who are big time nerds, who are big time geeks, who have interest in everything that goes to sword making, and who are able to bring in their different loves and interests in order to make such a business profitable, in order to make it grow. You see a black girl in STEM who loves everything science and who is dealing with everything that comes because of the fact that she's a black girl in STEM, and still rises above and is bloody brilliant at what she does. You have yet another black girl who legitimately created a space for black girl nerds to nerd out, because she recognizes the toxic nature of geekdom and wants to create a safe space where every black girl who is in any way or form nerdy can come and express her opinions and just nerd out with the satisfaction that comes from the fact that nobody is judging you for the things you love, and nobody is saying that, oh, you don't love these things well enough because you're just a girl. And I love that. I love every moment of it. I love the fact that we can see black girls who are interested in sciences. I love the fact that we see black girls who are interested in fairy tales. I love the fact that we meet black girls who live for comics and movies and animes and books and video games. I love the fact that we meet black girls who are interested in creating swords. And it's just, like I said, it's a celebration of black girl nerd. And it made me so happy, because as a black girl who is a fucking nerd, like, I wear my nerd badge with pride. Reading that series was just a way of feeling seen and feeling loved, and it makes me happy. I'm grinning so wide because it makes me so damn happy. The third reason why you should absolutely pick up the Reluctant Royal series is the representation. Like, I kid you not, the representation in this series is just mind-blowing and so good. The first book in the series has 2 black folks, one African and one African American, who fall in love, you know. A Princess in Theory was the start of something magical. The second book, you have a black heroine and a biracial hero who is half Scottish, half Latino, and is just magical, absolutely magical. The first novella in the series, you have 2 black lesbians, like, goddamn. The second novella in the series, you have a wheelchair-bound heroine, and you have a hero who is autistic and Asian. And in the last book in the series so far, because I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Alyssa Cole just keeps give me more. I have a feeling that I know who the next relationship in the series would be, based on something that happened in A Prince on Paper. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed and waiting. But the last book so far, you have a black heroine, and there's somebody in this book who identifies as non-binary. Like I said, this book is steeped in representation. I guess it's also because of the fact that Alyssa Cole, you can see from the very first pages of the book that she set out to ensure that the world that she's created, this setting for a series, is as diverse and as true to the world around her. And every time I run into this in a book, in a series, it makes me so happy. And like, definitely a reason why you should pick up the series if you have not read it yet. The fourth reason why I think you should absolutely pick up this series is because it depicts black royalty in a way that is not stereotypical or comical. Ever since it was that, I won't say ever since, but I do know that a lot of people that I've interacted with have this imagery of black royalty that is totally and completely founded on Coming to America, you know, that the movie, which I love. I try to watch like at least once a year because I really, really love that movie. But I do know that it's slightly comical, especially in its depiction of black royalty. But in this series, the minute you meet Tabiso, the minute we see him, the elegance, the royalty, the wealth he wears across his shoulders, having it be a black man who wears this, having it be that you have a black woman who is going to rule this country, this country that is rich in both resources and people and culture, makes me so happy. And even in the second book, you do have a black woman who would eventually become the Duchess of Edinburgh. But the whole point of this entire thing is the fact that I have read so many books that have white royal characters, but black royalty is something that is rare, especially within the romance genre. I wouldn't say it's not available. Please note, I said it's rare, which means that there are books featuring black royalty, but they are not as much as, you know, books featuring white royalty. But reading this and seeing, like, Tabiso and Naledi's relationship, Naya's relationship with them, like being able to see all of this, being able to also know that Portia would eventually also become royalty as well, just, it makes me happy. It makes me happy. The fifth reason why I think you should absolutely pick up the Reluctant Royal series if you haven't yet, each of these books talks about very important topics / issues. We look at sexism in the sciences and the misogynoir that black women in STEM face. We look at ADHD, we look at parental abuse, we look at immigration, we talk about creating safe space for women within geek culture. We look at society's belief that they can treat royalty as anything less than just because they are royal. They all believe that they are not human, and so they cannot feel and they cannot react. And I love the fact that this entire series is not just romance in itself, even though the romance is spectacular, but that Alyssa Cole also uses this opportunity to talk about very valid topics and very valid points, and it makes me so happy. And then there's the bonus reason why you should absolutely pick up the series if you have not, and that is the fact that this series is smoking hot. Like, the sex scenes, so good, so good. Oh my god, the level of smut in this series, I approve. I absolutely 100% approve. But yeah, those are 5 reasons why you should absolutely pick up the Reluctant Royal series by Alyssa Cole if you haven't. If you like this video, please do not forget to give it a big thumbs up. Check out my other videos, subscribe if you want to. I make new videos every Sundays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and I'll see you soon. Until then, stay passionate, love books, love yourself. Bye.
My strange addiction, my doctors can't explain my symptoms.